Hello and welcome to another episode of Certified Engineering. I'm Sprutis and we're starting off a bit late today, even though it's on the weekend, but I was here quite late last night, which was the last previous episode, and I wasn't feeling that good, so I had to take a slow start of today. But I have brought the brake fluid and also the heat sleeves, the things to protect the hoses going to the wastegate. But I will continue going in the steps of moving towards getting the engine started. So the next thing is the power steering pump. Not really necessary for having it started, but it's nice to have it there. And I hope that I will be better at using the GoPro today and actually use it at all, which I didn't do in the last episode. So let's see where we end up today. So you are now in my GoPro. So as you can see here, I have taken out the renovated power steering pump. We have the power steering pump bracket, but also the top bracket. We have the mounting hardware. The only thing is the nuts for this one. I haven't gotten any new ones. I will see if I can find something nicer. We have the return pipe, and in here we also have an O-ring for that return pipe. And I have this fancy aluminum wheel that I've had in a box for forever. It's actually bigger than the stock wheel, so I guess the pressure will be lower, maybe a bit more towards having no power steering than having a full on power steering. So this would rotate more turns per revolution of engine, and this lower. So this would produce higher pressure, unless it's just based on a pressure valve. Then I guess it would be less flow with this one. So I will assemble this, and here you see the AN10 for the return. And currently this is the stock power steering fluid reservoir, and there is no AN10 here. So I might weld on an AN10 on this, just to get things done quickly. So it will be situated in the same position, and I would then use that until I've built the new one. But for the purpose of getting the car running, we will use the old stock. So let's get to assembly. Oh, and also I do have new fluid, ATF fluid, Dextron 3. I think that should be fine. So we will start with this, and if that's not good enough, then we can drain it and replace it. I will actually clean this first. Hold on. So I just sprayed it down with brake cleaner and used some compressed air. What we need from this bag is the key and this O-ring. I'll just use a little bit of oil. just to be a bit kind to the O-ring. And then undo that. I need to blow this out as well. And then have this screw as well. So. That's one done. Now we can do this one. The height of the stubs are the same, so we'll use the key, put that in the slit. Like so. I will tighten this later on. But yeah. Now the pump is ready for installation. Cool. So we will now install the power steering pump bracket, and I'm handing the camera over to a friend. Let's see how he does. So it's only 2 screws and a 14mm socket. This is my cameraman can't get over them. I have to get a shorter spanner. So we don't have an electrical connection for the stock pressure sensor, oil pressure sensor. That's odd. Anyway, now let's do the pump. So I placed the screw going through the pump housing so that it's ready to be installed. Okay. I need to get underneath, I guess. Or yeah. So the cameraman collaboration didn't last very long, and between him filming and me now starting to film, I've come to a few realizations. First of all, the pump is in place, but I need to remove it. The problem that I had before was that the screw going through the bracket, I had too much sync on the threads, so I had to chase them. After that it went fine. There were no problems getting the belt on, and also just to get the pump in the bracket, there is this small like spacer that will move together with the underside of the head of the screw, and that will push the power steering pump in that direction. That one I had to push out a bit, then I could slide it in. But if you look down here, maybe it's hard to see, but you see the tapes, the red, yeah, that's pushing on the power steering hose. I don't think it's supposed to do that. And that would be the air control valve, and it's pointing basically directly at us. And I think it should be pointing straight up at this point. And the reason for it not doing that is because I followed the manual, and it says to place match marks, which I didn't do. I only looked at the pictures, and then it goes on incorrectly. So I will take it off, remove the back plate, rotate it, and then reinstall it, everything. So as you can see, it's now rotated. It was pointing in this direction, but that's wrong. So this direction should be good. And now I can reinstall it again, but I did use an impact because I don't want to damage the paint, at least not before even using it. But we have O-rings in here to seal the lid, so it should be fine. So the power steering pump is back in place. I haven't tightened the upper adjustment bracket just because I will take care of the feed to the pump. So this AN10 will go to the reservoir, which will be roughly around here. So I will actually take care of that. And that means that this one needs to be mated with this. So I would cut off a piece of this, weld this on, and then we can create a hose. So I'm about to weld this. I cut the tip off, and then we're welding this AN fitting on. I have a bucket of water in case something starts to burn or whatever. Let's see how this goes. I've also made this AN10 hose. It's a normal rubber hose with a nylon braid on the outside. We have AN10 straight fitting and 45 degree. The 45 degree is going down to the pump. And then the straight one is then going on this end. So I will now install it. So the reservoir is in place, and yes, I made the hose a bit too long, but as long as it doesn't hit the hood, then it's fine, because this is extremely temporary. I filled it with fluid, but I haven't rotated the pump, so we will see. I have also filled the brake fluid reservoir. I did see some bubbles, but yeah, the level is just along the top of, just before the neck starts. So we will see tomorrow if anything has gone down, and also if we have any leaks. I have tightened the power steering pump so the belt have tension. I've also done the same for the alternator. So we only have two things left in the engine bay, and that is the wastegate hat and the boost solenoid. Well, three things. We also need the lines between them. So we are almost ready to start. So basically, bleed brakes, torque suspension nuts and fasteners, install drive shafts, put on wheels, adjust toe, and drive. So yeah, and the hose I used for the power steering reservoir was something I bought from Summit a long time ago. It's the same that I have from the PCV valve going around into the intake manifold, and also those fittings are from Summit because I hadn't bought nothing else but straight and 90 degree bends from Speeding. So Summit this time. Yeah, I have some stomach pains, so I'm not feeling 100%. That's also a reason why it's going quite slow, but I'm really happy that we got the AN fitting welded to the power steering reservoir so that we could finish that, because that's a whole chapter in my to-do list. It was a bit unfortunate that I had to reclock the lid of the power steering pump, but what you gotta do? Not much. So yeah, and the brake fluid I'm using is the Motul Racing RBF 600.4. We'll see how that works. Hopefully the entire brake system is leak free. That would make me very happy. And I also need to take care of the ABS sensors. Those are basically done to go on, so that should be a somewhat quick fix. I need to spend a little bit of time in the lathe, but yeah, that should be it. So thank you very much for watching. Please comment, like and subscribe. Stay safe, take care, bye bye.